John, you got me a list? It is time to get started. I'm going to call this special meeting of the Lawton City Council to order. Please call the roll.
Hooten. Here. Epps. Here. Brown. Here. Demery. Here. Hampton. Here. Uyghur. Present. Williams.
Present.
Warren.
And a quorum is established. Business item number 1, consider a request from the property owner for additional time to remodel the structure located at 1212 Northwest 31st Street per Lawton City Code 2025, Section 611108, subparagraph D, that states after 180 days, the property will go back to council for specific authorization by the council. John?
Mayor, Council, 1212 Northwest 31st Street. Staff recommendation is to deny the permit extension. Only one permit was issued on 11/3/2025, and they only applied for another one on 3/9/26. The property was declared dilapidated on 2/5/2025. This structure still has damaged siding, broken windows, broken doors as well. We've been called out here multiple times on vagrancy issues. Actually, vagrancy is occupying the structure. Any questions?
Seeing none, we've already done the public hearing on this, so Ward 7?
That is Ward 3, sir.
Okay, Ward 3. Ward 3.
Well, none of the three standard answers, so I guess I would make a motion to deny.
Right.
I make a motion to deny the request for extension.
Is there a second? Second. We do have a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. And we're striking item 2. It brings up item 3. Consider request from the property owner for additional time to remodel the structure located at 909 Southwest 7th Street per Lawton City Code 2025, Section 611108, subparagraph D, that states after 180 days, the property will go back to City Council for specific authorization by the council. John?
Mayor, Council, 909 Southwest 7th Street. Staff recommendation is to continue with the remodel. This property was declared dilapidated on 3/25/25. Permit was issued on 5/16/25 and has applied for other permits on, and he has actually, pulled another permit on 2/17/26. That's waiting for council approval. This structure has new roofing, new siding, and new framing. Any questions?
Your recommendation is?
Is to allow them to continue on with the remodeling.
Okay. Seeing no questions, Ward 5? Oh, we got a question? Oh, Kirby, can you turn off your light? Mr.
Yeah, I've been by this house. It looks like they're doing some work, quite a bit of work on it. I make a motion to continue the permit and allow them to continue the work on the house.
Okay, motion to extend the permit. Is there a sec? We do have a second. Please vote. The way Donna
Councilman Williams, can I get your vote in there?
Did you vote? There we go. Motion carries 7-0. Bringing up item 4. If you're here to speak on this item, please come forward. Consider request from the property owner for additional time to remodel the structure located at 621 Southwest 26th Street per Lawton City Code 2025, Section 611108, subparagraph D, that states after 180 days, the property will go back to council for specific authorization by the council. John?
Mayor, Council, 621 Southwest 26th Street. Staff recommendation is to continue with the remodel, or to allow the property owner to continue with the remodel. This structure was declared dilapidated on 6/25/24 and applied for multiple multiple permits throughout this process. Their latest one that they applied for was on 2/10/26. This structure has new roofing, new siding, new trims, windows, and doors. All they are lacking are the trade finals for the inspections to be issued as CO. Any questions?
Yes, I think the property owner wants to speak. Come on in.
Council, Mayor.
Are you Zebediah?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, and what do you have to tell us?
I'm a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor locally here. We did work very hard on that home, and we are right about done. We had the engineers come out. We have done all the foundation works using Falls Foundation, and then we did follow every step as we could. Those steps are necessary, and we're just hoping to wrap it up. I just wanted to say it was delayed because of health issues on my behalf. I was having some tumors removed with the VA, and then I reapplied for my city license once I was discharged from treatment and told I could go back to work.
All right, well, we hope you're doing good now, and the house looks like you've made a lot of improvement, and the staff recommendation is to give you more time. Councilman?
First of all, I want to thank you. I drove by there yesterday, and from when we looked 6 months ago, you've made tremendous progress, which is the intent of this program. So I would make a motion that we allow this to continue.
Is there a second? Second. We do have a second. Please vote. Thank you, sir. Who are we missing? Motion carries 7-0. Bringing up item 5, consider hold a public hearing and adopt a resolution declaring the structures located at 501 Southwest 16th Street, secondary structure, 507 Southwest 16th Street, 701 Southwest Park, 911 Southwest 7th Street, 1008 Southwest Garfield Avenue, 1115 Southwest Summit Avenue, 1211 Northwest Williams Avenue, 1212 Northwest Baldwin Avenue, 1406 Southwest 8th Street, 1411 Southwest I Avenue, 1610 Southwest 6th Street, 1704 Southwest 6th Street, 2002 Southwest McKinley Avenue, secondary structure, 2308 Northwest 20th Street, 2418 Southwest D Avenue, 2716 Southwest G Avenue, 2809 Southwest J Avenue, to be dilapidated pursuant to Section 651 Lot City Code, ordering the owner to abate the nuisance, authorizing summary abatement, and authorizing the city attorney to commence legal action in district court to abate the nuisance. All property owners have been notified, required by Oklahoma State Statute Title 11, subsection 22-112A. Is this just a repeat of all the numbers?
Yes, sir.
All right. The way we're going to do this is, if you're here, we're going to deal with it. And so, so the first up is going to be 701 Southwest Park. So if that's your address, please come forward. 701 Southwest Park, John.
Mayor, Council, 701 Southwest Park Avenue, inactive water since 4/5 of 2023. As you can see right here, this structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, and also foundation issues, broken windows and doors. There is one secondary structure on the property. While we were out posting on this property, we did have a couple of neighbors actually come up to us and informed us that vagrants have broken into the secondary structure as well. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
You mentioned a secondary structure. Is that included?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Council, you have any questions? Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing. Anybody wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Yes, ma'am, if you'll give us your name and address, please.
My name is Nita Rodriguez. I'm the property manager of the 701 Southwest Park. The owner has asked me to speak on his behalf. We were just made aware of this. We've been in the process of trying to keep, number one, keep the vagrants out. as you can see with the boards and everything, but he has been looking to find contractors for the second house. It doesn't need, it looks bad. Those roofs are actually new on those, but he is in the process of finding contractors to work on the second building. The first building, it does have some structural. We've been getting estimates on things that we can do to get that taken care of. If it's repairable, we would like to repair it. If not, then we would like to demolish it.
Okay, thank you for that, and thank you for being here. Sounds like your goal is to get it fixed, and that's our goal, is that we get it fixed and get it habitable again. We need good housing in the city. I'm assuming the council will go ahead and put this on the D&D, and what that means is that you or the property owner will have 45 days, calendar days, to get a permit.
Okay,
And then you have 6 months to do the work and work with our license and permitting department, okay?
okay,
So we have the same goal you do. D&D really just put you on a timeline, okay?
okay.
All right, thank you. Anyone
Thank
else
you.
want to speak on this item? I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilman?
Thank you, Mayor. Just to let citizens know, I do go by and look at each one of these houses, and I encourage you to come talk to me if you need to. And it is the purview of us that, especially here in Ward 5, that you repair those houses and bring them up to date. And these meetings are just to make you aware of that. And with that, I move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on this property a dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Now, the next one I have is 1211 Northwest Williams Avenue. Please come on down. John?
1211 North, Mayor Council, 1211 Northwest Williams Avenue, inactive water since 12/6 of 2022. This structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding, broken windows and door, posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'm going to open the public hearing. Anybody wishing to speak on 1211 Northwest Williams Avenue, please come forward. Yes, sir, if you'd give us names and addresses,
Okay.
please.
Hello, my name is Oscar Ramirez. I'm speaking on behalf of the owner, which is my father, standing next to me. And we have been working on this house. We have put a new side of the roof on the other side of the house, and we do want to get it fixed. Sí. And the reason why it has no plumbing because of the subfloors, well, not the subfloors, but the plywood that goes on top of it, there's none right now because the plumbing has to get fixed first. So before we apply any fixing on the,
One contractor is there not right now looking for how much for repair?
yes. So there's no floor in the kitchen because there's no plumbing because we want to fix the plumbing first.
Let me ask you what your goal is. Is your goal to get this fixed up to
Yes,
where
sir.
it meets city code and habitable again?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the good thing is that's our goal as well. Now, my guess is that the council will put this on the D&D because what we're about is public safety, right?
Yes.
And so my guess is they'll vote for that to go on the D&D, and what that does is put you on a timeline.
Okay.
Let me explain the timeline. You have 45 calendar days, or 6 weeks roughly, to get your permit, okay? Then you have 6 months to do the work. And those very first things we took care of were giving people extensions that were legitimate in their working towards that goal. They'd made significant progress. And what you'll need to do was work with John here to get your permit and make
Okay.
sure you're making significant progress, okay?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else want to speak on this item? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. Thank you guys for
Thank you.
coming. Councilman?
I move to approve a resolution declaring the structure on the property a dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
We do have a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Bringing up 1411 Southwest I Avenue. If that's your address, please come forward. John.
1411 Southwest I Avenue, inactive water since 5/18 of 2021. The structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, broken windows, and there are 2 secondary structures on this property. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'm going to open the public hearing on 1411 Southwest I Avenue. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Yes, sir, and please give us your name and address.
My name is Shane Lee Albright, and the address is 1411 Southwest I. My mother apparently bought this house. She passed away 2 years ago, so I didn't even know much about it. I haven't really messed with it. I would like a chance to look at it and see if it's even worth fixing. She apparently bought it for my cousin so he could do it, and he apparently is not holding up his end of the deal with her, which I don't know what was made. I'd like the chance to look into it, but I mean, whatever's got to go has got to go.
Well, you could probably do that in 45 days, can't
Yes,
you?
sir.
Okay, so it's 45 days to get your permit, and after that, the process starts, okay?
Because if it ain't worth fixing, I'm all for tearing it down, I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay. Well, maybe it's fixable.
I'm hoping, but
All
some of
right.
these pictures looking, I don't know.
All right, thank you for coming. You understand the process as I
Yeah,
explained
yes,
it.
I've heard it several times, thank you.
All right, thank you for coming. Anybody else want to speak on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Council.
Yes, Mayor. It does look like there's been some work done in this house. John and I looked at that, so I'm hoping that this house can be repaired. And with that, I move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on this property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
I have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Bringing up 1610 Southwest 6th Street. If that's your address, please come forward. John.
1610 Southwest 6th Street, inactive water since 4/19 of 2025. Unfortunately, no fire date was found. This structure right here has damaged roofing, damaged siding, and broken windows. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, a permit has been submitted on 2/6 of 2026. Any questions?
Would you state that again, please?
A permit has been submitted, and they're waiting for the council decision, and it was submitted on 2/6 of 2026.
Okay, sounds like they want to fix it. Any questions? I'm going to open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on 1610 Southwest 6th Street, please come forward. Yes, ma'am, and please give us your name and address.
Judith Nielsen, 1610 6th Street, Southwest 6th Street, here in Lon. I'm sorry,
What do you have to tell us?
where do I have the title?
What do you want to tell us about
Oh,
this?
I'm sorry. Yes, I got this property in October, and we have been working since October, and we have done, this is JR, and his business has been helping me do that. And we have applied for a building permit, and through the clean and safety, there was some trash that needed, and there has been a hold on all of our work because they want me to come to the city council to see what you say before I can do any other work. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, so your goal is to get the house into code?
Yes,
and
yes,
have
I'm
it-
going to be living in it, yes.
Okay, great. And you understand the system? I've
Yes,
explained
I
it a
do.
couple of times. Okay, thank you. Does anybody else want to come forward and speak on this item? I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilwoman.
Move to approve a resolution declaring the structure on the property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. bringing up 2418 Southwest D Avenue. If that's your address, please come forward. 2418 Southwest D Avenue. John.
2418 Southwest D Avenue, inactive water since 7/4 of 2025. This property has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, broken windows, posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing on 2418 Southwest D Avenue. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Yes, sir, if you'll give us your name and address.
Okay. My name, I'm sorry. My name is Willard Madera. I own this 2418 Southwest D Avenue. I'm sorry. And if you give me 45 more days, I won't waste your time. I'll have it done because I just got, my wife had a stroke right after 9 days after this hearing that I've had. And I got everything inside fixed, and I got all the material. The Comanche, I'll have the water on tomorrow. I got the water, I got the deal, so I can get the water on tomorrow.
Okay,
No
sir,
problem.
it sounds like you want to get this
Yes,
house
I
back
will.
in compliance, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. That's our plan too.
I hear
You've
ya.
heard me explain
Yes,
how
I
it
did.
works, and thank you for coming.
Okay.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak on this item? I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilman.
Move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on the property a dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
Is there a second? Do you have a second? Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Is there anybody else here to speak on a particular house? Mr. Kinder, are you here for a particular house? What address is he here for?
Sir, he's here for 501 Southwest 16th Street, secondary structure.
Okay, that's the next one up. 501 Southwest 16th Street, secondary structure. John.
511 Southwest 16th Street, secondary structure. This property has no water count found. The structure did have damaged roofing, siding, and trim. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. We did receive a call from the property owner about this structure, and we actually went back out there today. So as you can see on the picture on the right, it's the new picture that we took today. And after speaking with the owner, and the owner has fixed the siding, the trim, and he is currently talking to roofers to get quotes to have the roof fixed and a brand-new roof installed on this property. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Is your recommendation still to put on the D&D?
Our staff's recommendation is to table this so the property owner can put a new roof on.
Okay, Ward 5, Councilman?
Yeah, I make a motion, John, what are we looking at, 30 days, 60 days?
When me and you talked, it was the second meeting in April.
Second meeting in April, okay, which would be the
Is this the
28th.
first, this is the first meeting in March, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, we need to do a public hearing.
I was actually going to wait to do the public hearing till after it was tabled. Is there a reason I need to do it now instead of then? I guess I need to at least open it because it was advertised, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing. Anybody wishing to speak on the item, please come forward at this time. Yes, sir, and we need your name and address.
Okay, I'm Johnny Kinder. You need my home address? 2 Quantum Mountain Road, Lawton. So the story on this property, it's in January of 2017, we had the water lines and sewer lines disconnected from city services and have been using it for storage ever since that time. I've already talked to a roofer, and we're going to be installing a new roof on the property. It is secure, and there's 3 other rental units on this same property that are all on one water account. So the address, I think, is not actually 501. It was 505. Of course, it's not a residence anymore. It's just a storage building.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak on this item?
I'm gonna go and table it till the second meeting. We want the second. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, I move to table this matter until 4/28/26 to give time to get this roof by staff recommendation.
Okay, the motion is to continue the public hearing until the second meeting of April.
Continue.
It does the same thing. Is there a second? Second. Please vote. You folks here for it. Come on up.
My property is 2308 28th Street, 2308 Northwest 28th Street.
Okay, 2308 Northwest 20th Street. John?
2308 Northwest 20th Street does have active water as of 2/13/26 to the rental company. This structure has damaged siding and windows. The structure does have a new roof and trim installed on this. There is one secondary structure on this property. We posted on the property on 2/25/26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, a permit has been submitted on 3/2/26 to remodel the structure. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'm going to open the public hearing on 2308 Northwest 20th Street. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Yes, sir, and please give us your name and address.
Yes, sir. My name is Mohammed Sultar. I'm a licensed Texas real estate broker. Been a 20 years broker, and I'm a Oklahoma real estate broker as well. I'm also a very proud Lawton investor. I used to invest heavily in Texas, but last 6-7 years I started, putting my money here in Lawton. I have tens of properties here. Unfortunately, last year I got very busy with life, so I did not know. City actually, the neighborhood services sent me a 30-day notice. I have the notice here. It was sent to me on, let me see here, on February the 3rd. So as soon as I got the notice, I immediately got into action. So there is a new roof. I already talked to we are waiting for permit to be approved for a few other work. The house, I want to show this picture to you guys. This is how it looks like right now. It's like a brand new house. All my houses, you can drive it in that part of the town.
Did all this after you were given the notice?
Yes, sir. And then, unfortunately, before 30 days expired, I got the demolition notice, so I was stressed out for the last 2 weeks. So I really would like you guys to table the motion. Give me like 2
So,
weeks
yeah.
to get it done.
Okay, well, you really did a great job. Did you get a permit, or was it?
I did apply, except for siding, I don't need a permit.
John, what's your recommendation here?
With the work being done on it, staff recommendation would be to table this to give the property owner more time to get it finished up.
Okay, does anybody else want to talk on this item? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilman?
Move to table this matter to 4/28/26.
Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Yes, sir. What's your address?
507 Southwest 16th.
West 16th. Okay, so 507 Southwest 16th Street. John?
Give me 1 second, sir. There we go. All right, 507 Southwest 16th Street, inactive water since 2/25 of 2021. The structure has damaged roofing, damaged trim and siding, and we have received multiple calls of vagrancy occupying this property. There is one secondary structure on the property. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on 507 Southwest 16th Street, please come forward. Yes, sir, please give us your name and address.
My name is Victor Wilkerson. I live at 1208 Southwest D. And as you can see, that property looks horrible. I had a guy rough in the roof to dry it in. He's going to be staying there to fix it up, but I told him he couldn't do that. He had to have an active water account, and he said he was working on getting the water account on.
Sir, what is your goal for this property?
My goal is to see the house in compliance and be fixed up.
Get the house in compliance? Okay. Well, that's our goal too. And, I think you were here when I explained the process. You'll have 45 days to get a permit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then 6 months to do the work. Okay, is there anything else you want to tell us?
Right now, it has shingles on that side of the house. It looks a little wavy, but he was just trying to rough in something to keep it dry.
Okay. Anyone else want to speak on this address? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Councilman? Oh, Tron.
Yeah, thank you. I move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on this property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
We do have a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0.
Mayor, he's here for 1212 Northwest Baldwin Avenue.
Okay, so 1212 Northwest Baldwin Avenue. John?
1212 Northwest Baldwin Avenue, inactive water since 6/14 of 2024. This structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding, trim, broken windows, and damaged garage door. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing. Anybody wishing to speak on 1212 Northwest Baldwin Avenue, please come forward. Yes, sir, and give us your name and address, please.
Gabriel, the address of the property is 1212 Northwest Baldwin. The roof is done, the siding is done. We're just going to apply for the window permits, but the inside doesn't look bad.
Looks like your plan is to get it in compliance and
Yes.
rentable or livable.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Is there anybody else that would like to come forward and speak on this item? Councilman, do you have any questions?
I just want to verify, there has not been any permits pulled.
No, not yet. We're
Okay.
gonna apply for the window permits, but basically that's all it needs. The inside looks good.
Okay, so once they pull the permit, they'll still have the allotted time. It'll get 6 months to do the repair, et cetera, as long as the permit's pulled within 45 days.
That is correct, yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilman?
I move to approve a resolution declaring the structure on the property a dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Do we have anybody else here to speak on a particular property? Okay, we're just going to start.
Somebody at the back.
Come on down, sir, if you're here to speak on a particular property. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here.
Mr. Mayor, he's here for 1704 Southwest 6.
Okay, so 1704 Southwest 6th Street. John.
1704 Southwest 6th Street, inactive water since 10/30 of 2024. This structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, broken windows, and there is one secondary structure on the property. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'm going to open the public hearing on 1704 Southwest 6th Street. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Come on up, sir. And if you would, please give us your name and address.
Franklin Gale, G-A-Y-L-E, and I live at 1704 Southwest 6th Street.
Okay, sir.
See, about the only thing I can really say is that we had a fire there at the house just before Christmas, and, you know, they never got to the bottom of what caused it, and I let the house go for quite a while, just sitting back, and I'm guilty of neglect on that part, you know, that I should have went down and took care of it, but I'm 70 years old, and I've lived there all my life, just about, and it's my home. That's all I can say.
Okay, sir. What is your goal for this house? Is it to get it back in compliance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Probably what's going to happen is the council's probably going to put it on the D&D, and that puts you on a timeline. You'll have 45 calendar days to get a permit, okay? And then you'll have 6 months to do the work. If you don't complete the work in 6 months, it has to come back to council for an extension, which is only granted if there's significant progress, okay?
Okay.
And what was the utility status?
Oh,
Inactive water since 1704 Southwest 6. Inactive water since 10/30 of 2024.
Sir, you haven't had water in the house since 2024, and you gave that as your address.
well, that's where I get my mail and stuff, but I've been staying back and forth with my daughter.
Okay, I understand now. Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilwoman.
Sir, are you living in this house?
No.
Sometimes? No?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Move to approve a resolution declaring the structure on the property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
Is there a second? Second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0.
1406 Southwest 8th.
Okay, so 1406 Southwest 8th Street. John.
There we go, right there. 1406 Southwest 8th Street. No water count was found on this property. This structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding, and brick separation. We posted on the property on 2/25 of 26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I will open the public hearing on 1406 Southwest 8th Street. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name's Charles Harrison, and I live at 1408 Southwest 8th Street. Sadly, the photograph is taken on the one bad side. Everything else is complete. It's secure. As you can see, it's block work up to 8 feet. It's maintained to be secure. There's a 6-foot chain link fence with padlock gates all the way around, so there is no access to the building. I moved here in 2018 and have been doing the upkeep on it ever since. It actually belongs to a lady who lives in Tacoma, and she'll be very shortly retiring from work. She's military or ex-military, and she's going to come down here and rebuild the structure and live in it.
Okay, when you gave your address, I thought I heard you say 1406 Southwest 8th. Is that where you're living?
1408. This is 1406.
Oh, you live at 1408.
I live next door on the, facing the bad side.
Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to come and speak? Councilwoman, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I had some information. I got a call from an attorney, and I think that there's an attorney been secured. He told me that they are wanting to go ahead and take actions, go ahead and get the place fixed for her to come.
And Mr. Sims?
And live. Yes, Mr. Sims. Yes, it is. I just wanted to add that in there for the councilwoman. Thank you, Mayor.
When did she say she's coming back?
I'm a little unsure as to the exact date, but it's probably going to be 2027.
John, is this house a safety concern?
So there, like the gentleman was saying, there is a 6-foot chain link fence around the property, but with the brick separation, and as you can see right here on the side where the siding is, it does look like it is kind of giving away a little bit, and it is starting to sag.
Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. Councilwoman.
Move to approve a resolution declaring the structure on the property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
Is there a second? Please vote. Motion carries 7-0, bringing up 911 Southwest 7th Street. John?
All right, 911 Southwest 7th Street, inactive water since 11/3 of 2015. We do have a fire date of 7/5 of 2025. This structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, broken windows and doors. We posted on the property on 2/25/26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing on 911 Southwest 7th Street. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Councilman?
Yes, Mayor, I move to approve a resolution declaring declaring the structures on this property a dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
Is there a second? Second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0, bringing up 1008 Southwest Garfield Avenue. John?
1008 Southwest Garfield Avenue, inactive water since 10/20 of 2016. The structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, broken windows. There are 2 secondary structures on this property. We posted on the property on 2/25/26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing on 1008 Southwest Garfield Avenue. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Councilwoman.
Move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on the property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. Bringing up at 1115 Southwest Summit Avenue. John?
1115 Southwest Summit Avenue, inactive water since 3/9/2024. This structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, broken windows. We posted on the property on 2/25/26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I will open the public hearing on 1115 Southwest Summit Avenue. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Is this gentleman here for this item, or? No? Okay, so I'm going to close the public hearing on 1115 Southwest Summit Avenue. Councilman.
Yes, Mayor, I do want to make mention that this house was a question that John and I were trying to make sure of the issue. And there was a gentleman that was living in the house before that we knew of. Well, we tried to see if he was still in this house, but he wasn't. And thus, it looks like things have moved forward now to deal with this house because the city has taken other action to clean it and whatnot. So I move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on this property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement therefore set forth in the resolution.
Second.
We do have a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0, bringing up 2002 Southwest McKinley Avenue, secondary structure. John?
2002 Southwest McKinley Avenue, secondary structure, no water count found on the property. This is a secondary structure on the property without the main livable structure. We've been receiving calls that this structure has been unlocked and people were going in and out of it. This is also against Chapter 18 code for having a secondary structure without having the livable structure on the property. We posted on the property on 2/25/26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I will open the public hearing on 2002 Southwest McKinley Avenue, secondary structure. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Councilwoman.
Move to approve resolution declaring the structure on the property dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0, bringing up 2716 Southwest G Avenue. John?
2716 Southwest G Avenue, inactive water since 8/23/2018 with a fire date of 11/4/2024. This structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding and trim, broken windows and doors. As of this afternoon, we posted on the property on 2/25/26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I will open the public hearing on 2716 Southwest G Avenue. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Councilman.
Yes, I move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on this property a dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement therefore set forth in the resolution.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0, bringing up 2809 Southwest J Avenue. John?
2809 Southwest J Avenue, no water count was found on the property. As you can see, this structure has damaged roofing, damaged siding, broken windows and doors. There is 4 secondary structures on this property. We posted on the property on 2/25/26 in accordance with state statute. As of this afternoon, no permits have been issued. Any questions?
Seeing none, I will open the public hearing on 2809 Southwest J Avenue. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Councilman,
Mayor, I move to approve a resolution declaring the structures on this property a dilapidated public nuisance and authorize the abatement thereof as set forth in the resolution.
is there a second? Second. Please vote. Motion carries 7-0. John, did I miss any?
No, sir, you got them all.
Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Second.
A motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Hooton. Epps. Brown. Demery. Hampton. Weiger. Williams.
Yes.
Test 1 2.
Okay, it's time to get started. I'm going to call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Lawton City Council to order. Please stand for the invocation by Pastor Jesse Marshall of One in the Spirit Christian Church, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor.
Father, we thank you today and we honor you. We give you glory. We thank you that all authority and all government is established by you. And so, Father God, we pray for the city of Lawton. We pray for the leaders. Father God, we pray for all those who sit and see. We ask that the Holy Spirit would instruct, give insight, give guidance, Father, that could cause Lawton to be an even greater place to live. So we thank you that you're working everything and all things together for our good. Strengthen our council members. Strengthen, Father God, all of those who participate in the work doing here in Lawton. We give you praise. We give you honor. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen.
All right, and thank you, Pastor Marshall. And please call the roll.
Hooten. Epps. Brown. Demery. Hampton. Uyghur. Williams. Warren.
And it's time for True North Award recipient, John.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Nobody ever says anything back. I appreciate that. Can I get Kella Burtok to come down? So, as you can tell by the applause, we are recognizing a pretty special lady tonight. Kella is Rusty's admin in public utilities. She's been there for a couple of years, and you know, Rusty's in charge over there, obviously, but Kella's the glue. And nowhere was that more evident than over the last several weeks. The City of Lawton, many of you may not know, is we're really taking a different approach in our budgeting this year. And what we're going to do is we're going to publish in our budget book how we compare against our peer cities and how much it costs us to deliver services to our citizens. And we think that that's really important to provide that information so you can see how your city does against its peers. And so as part of that process, Kella was able to accumulate data. Our public utilities, by the way, that department is one of the biggest that we have. It has 8 divisions. It's very complex. It's very large. And Kella was able to pull in all of that data across all of those divisions so we could do a good comparison. Public utilities, when we went through this process, was by far the most comprehensive. It was by far the most analyzed, and the comparisons were correct. And Kella, her efforts were instrumental in making that happen. So that is why she's getting the True North Award for this month. So please give her a round of applause.
I did not prepare anything to say, but thank you, and I've really enjoyed working at the City of Lawton. It's been almost 3 years, and it's been awesome, and thank you, Rusty, for being a great boss, and I love Lawton. I've lived in Lawton most of my life, and I'm happy to be a part of everything we're doing.
All right, thank you.
All right, and now it's time for some proclamations. First up is American Red Cross Month. Who's here for the American Red Cross? All right, come on down. All right. This is a good group. And all you guys are volunteers for the American Red Cross? Pardon me? Okay. All right, well, we like them too. So American Red Cross Month, that's fun. Whereas this March we celebrate American Red Cross Month by recognizing the compassionate acts of people in Lawton, Oklahoma, and by renewing our commitment to lend a helping hand to our neighbors. Whereas since Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross more than 140 years ago, generation after generation has stepped up to deliver relief and care across our country and around the world, bringing out the best of humanity. Doesn't that sound good? Bring out the best of humanity in times of crisis. Whereas advancing this noble mission, the volunteers and supporters who now give back through the Central and Southwest Oklahoma chapter of American Red Cross remain unwavering in their commitment to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of today's emergencies. Whereas their voluntary and generous contributions shine a beacon of hope in people's darkest hours. Amen. Whether it's delivering shelter, food, and comfort during disasters, providing critical blood donations for hospital patients, supporting service members, veterans and their families, saving lives with first aid, CPR, AED, and other skills, or delivering international and reconnecting loved ones separated by global crisis. Whereas this work to uplift our community is truly made possible by those who selflessly answer the call to help whenever it's needed. I do hereby proclaim March 2026 as American Red Cross Month in honor of their remarkable service and ask everyone to join in their commitment to care for one another. Thank you for setting an inspirational example for others that rises to the highest level of some kind of wonderful. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, let's take a picture and then somebody gets talk. Are you talking? Are you speaking? Oh, you're speaking. Okay, we gotta look over this. Okay, here you go.
Thank you, Sean.
Say hello, son.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. I don't know if you know this, but Red Cross is made up of 90% volunteers. So I am actually the only paid staff up here. It's all of our volunteers. We have a lot of folks here that are helping out with our military at Fort Sill, and then we also have folks here that help out with disasters. And so, and then we have our great board member here behind me, who towers me here, Bill Pearson. Anyways, but we're really excited to be here, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And just know we are here to help you and serve you as much as we can.
Let's show our appreciation. God bless you guys. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Now it's time for Women's History Month. We got any women here? Come on up. Listen, the Mayor's Commission on the Status of Women is always very active, and I appreciate these ladies. They meet monthly, and they're constantly working. Are you not doing Mayor's Commission? You're here for what? Oh, you're, okay, so but you're women. Come on up. This is Women's History Month, unless you want to wait and do flood awareness. Okay, we're going to do Women's History Month. Hello. Okay, I got to get my glasses. You guys messed me up. Whereas throughout, any other women want to come down? Whereas throughout history, women have played pivotal roles in shaping the fabric of our society, contributing to achievements in various fields, and championing causes for equality and justice. whereas women of diverse backgrounds, cultures, and experiences have made significant and enduring contributions to the progress and prosperity of our nation, often in the face of adversity and discrimination. Whereas the observance of Women's History Month provides an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the countless achievements and accomplishments of women, both past and present, while acknowledging the challenges they have overcome and the barriers they continue to break. Whereas it is essential to honor the trailblazing women who have paved the way for future generations, inspiring others to pursue their dreams and make a positive impact on their communities and the world at large. Whereas the empowerment of women and the promotion of gender equality are fundamental principles that contribute to a more inclusive, equitable, and just society for all. Whereas despite the contributions, the role of women in history has often been overlooked and undervalued in the literature, teaching, and study of American history, even as women have played vital roles in creating and building the city of Lawton and continue to be active members of the community today. Whereas the city of Lawton proudly recognizes organizations such as the Lawton Businesswomen, whose members work diligently to support, mentor, and empower women in business and leadership, fostering economic growth and strengthening our local community. I do hereby proclaim March 2026 as National Women's History Month and encourage everybody to join in appreciating women. Rising to the highest level of some kind of wonderful. I got to get that in. Who gets it? Do you get that? Okay. All right.
Yeah. We just want to thank you. Y'all are leaving me. We just want to thank the City of Lawton for always continuing to support us and recognize us and other organizations in the community. We don't do it for the work, but it does feel good to be appreciated for the work we do. And before we leave, I do just want to hand it over to my Centennial Chair, because this year we also did turn 100 years. Our 100th anniversary was in January. So I want to let her say a couple words.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, for recognizing the contributions of women to Southwest Oklahoma and Lawton specifically. In 1926, LBW was founded by a small group of very determined women who wanted to better this community. Some things they did were make the city pass milk pasteurization laws before the state even did. They banded together for downtown beautification so that everybody could be proud of the downtown that we all lived and worked in during the time. So that's just a couple of things, but if you are interested in learning more about Lawton Businesswomen's history, please come to our Centennial Celebration on April 24th, where we will be celebrating 100 years of women in business in Lawton through fashion, and we would love to see you all there. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Don't leave. Trivia time. Okay? What city in Oklahoma has a matriarch instead of a patriarch? Who? Maddie Bill, that's right.
Maddie Bill.
That's right. That's right. Isn't that neat? Let's give him another round of applause. Flood awareness. Who's here for flood awareness? I saw Mike here earlier. All right. Okay, well, it's good to see all you guys here. I know why some of you are, but I don't know why Ron's here. Or how, did you flood or something?
No.
Why are you here?
Because I'm on the committee.
Did I appoint you? Shame on me for not knowing. All right. So, whereas flooding is among the most frequent and costly natural hazards in the United States, impacting lives, homes, businesses, public infrastructure, and essential services. And whereas the City of Lawton recognizes the effective storm management, sound land use practices, infrastructure investment, and education are essential to reducing flood risk and safeguarding our community. Whereas participation in the National Flood Insurance Program provides access to federally backed flood insurance, which is not typically covered under standard homeowners policies. Whereas the community rating system recognizes communities that exceed minimum floodplain standards and help reduce flood insurance premiums for eligible policyholders. Whereas the city's continued commitment to responsible floodplain administration, drainage system maintenance, capital improvements, and public outreach strengthen community resilience and reduces long-term risk. Whereas Flood Awareness Month provides an opportunity to educate residents about their flood risk, encourage emergency preparedness, promote the purchase of flood insurance, and reinforce the shared responsibility of protecting lives and property. I therefore am witness of those who have set their hands here do hereby proclaim March 2026 Flood Awareness Month and encourage all citizens of Lawton to learn their property's flood risk and whether it lies within a designated floodplain, consider purchasing flood insurance through the National Flood Insurance Program, support and participate in community efforts under the community rating system, prepare emergency plans and disaster supply kits, never drive through flood roadways, that's a big one, and work together to protect and maintain the city's stormwater and drainage maintenance. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. All right. Michael, you talking?
All right, how y'all doing? Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donna Lynn. Thank you, Caitlin. Great pictures. But yeah, if anybody has any questions or concerns regarding where they live or if their property's in a flood zone, please feel free to give us a holler at 581-DIRT. Or if anybody's looking for volunteer opportunities, I do a trash pickup at the end of the month, the last Saturday. If anyone's interested, give me a holler about that too. And thanks again. Bye-bye.
Let's give them a big round of applause. Now, while I've got Cam up here, I got to tell you, remember that cold spell we had? Darned if I didn't see pictures of him, and it was like 32 degrees was the high, and he had volunteers out picking up litter in a creek. Let's give him another big round of applause, too. Thank you, guys. Okay, and now it's time for reports by the mayor, city council, and city manager. We're going to start with the command sergeant major at Fort Sill and let him tell us what he's got and what's going on at Fort Sill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members, community members. So we have, again, the robust run series. It seems like we have one every week, but this Saturday is the Shamrock Run, starting at the Patriot Club. We're gearing up here for April, Child Abuse Prevention Month and Sexual Assault Prevention Month. So two very big topics and very important things we do on the installation and off. One of the things is that Colonel Poole and I will be reading a book called Buffalo, Fluffalo, Puffalo to the kids, to the children at Nye Library on the 29th of April. So we do a lot of fun events for the month, but very serious and very important things that we do, staying busy inside and outside the gates here in Lawton Fort Sill.
All right, great. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sergeant Major. Mr. Warren, Ms. Williams?
Yes, April the 16th, we'll be having a library book sale from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Then April the 17th, 18th, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The book sale will continue. Last month, Big Top winners, as far as reading, we had 15 winners. That's if they read 5 books or more. March the 16th, we'll be having the Viridian Coffee ribbon cutting at 3 p.m. Everybody know what the Viridian Coffee is, right off of 2nd Street. Then March the 14th, at the Vista, we'll be having a Women Veterans event, and that'll be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's this coming Saturday. Spring break will be March 15th through the 22nd, so you'll be seeing a lot of kiddies around in the community out of school. LP Lawton Police Department Annual Award Ceremony will be in the banquet room, City Hall, 3 p.m. at March the 25th. Public is invited. And then March 17th at the Lawton Public Library, we have Zumba, in case you want some good exercise, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And I'm trying to get the date right here. Family time, which will be at the Dairy Queen, you get a free ice cream cone from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and that's March, I think it's the 24th.
Mr. Uyghur, Mr. Hampton.
I only have one thing to talk about. Everybody knows what that is. I was shopping this morning at one of the big box grocery stores, and I bought some naked Cheetos. I don't know if you ever had those before. You wonder why naked Cheetos have anything to do with the farmer's market, but that's the effort of Robert Kennedy to make food more healthy. They taste just like regular Cheetos. I have a weakness there. But fresh food and fresh vegetables is coming to the farmer's market here pretty quick. The rain's coming in. The gardens are growing. So make your way out there. Also know that it is kind of a gathering place because people come in and out all day. You know, it's fun just to kind of be there and see the number of people that come through there and people that you know or not. So make your way to the farmer's market if you can. Thank you, Mayor.
Ms. Demery.
Good evening, everybody. Don't forget, if you have seniors or college graduates, there's free photos at the library on the 14th, which is Saturday from 9:30 to 2:30. Also, I just want to reiterate Women's History Month. Everyone sitting in here has come here by way of a woman. Give your woman her flowers now, especially for you spouses. You don't need an excuse or an occasion. Cherish her now while you can. Also, the groundbreaking for the Plex will be on the 12th, which is Thursday at 4 p.m. at the Eastside Park. That's all I have.
Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. If you haven't downloaded the Go Lawton app, I highly encourage you to, because if you hadn't downloaded it, you missed an excellent community enrichment workshop hosted by our large team. And the hot dogs were really good, too. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Mr. Epps.
If you drive down Ferris in between Ward 5 and 2, you may have looked over and seen that McMahon Auditorium is still under construction. What I'll tell you is that we are very close to being completed. Understand that when it is completed, though, when the trucks disappear and the fence disappears, there's going to be a period of time that some cleaning has to be done, but look forward to a updated in addition to the McMahon Auditorium. It is well in demand, and I just wanted to put that out there for public knowledge. Thank you.
City Manager.
Lots of really neat events coming up. Councilwoman Demery talked about the Plex groundbreaking happening on Thursday. We've also got Open Streets that'll be coming around on April 4th, and that's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on C Street. We've got the Trash Off. That will happen on May 2nd, and that'll be at McMahon Auditorium from 8 to 2. And again, this is just an opportunity to get rid of some of that bulky trash that you're not able to throw away under normal conditions, like car tires, batteries. I think that they're even going to accept medical waste. Is that right, Michael? I feel like I saw that on a flyer. So for those odds and ends that you can't normally throw away, take advantage of the Trash Off Day. Again, McMahon Auditorium, 8 parking lot, 8 to 2 on the 2nd. And then we had our first meeting today with Garrison staff and Sergeant Major at the Patriot Club for the Freedom Fest this summer. And so the Freedom Fest, for those of you who don't know, that will be occurring at the Fort Sill Polo Field on the 27th of June. And we'll, of course, be celebrating America's 250th birthday. Elmer Thomas Park will be closed for construction. We're excited about that, too. We've got our boardwalk and amphitheater coming in, and that's going to be great when it's done. And then the last thing that I have is there is a burn ban in effect, although this rain may have an effect on that. But at present, there is a burn ban in effect, so please be mindful of that and don't burn anything outdoors. Thank you.
Okay, and with that, we bring up the consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. Should discussion be desired on an item, that item will be removed from the consent agenda prior to action and considered separately. Council, we're striking items 8 and 9. Are there any other requests to pull items from the consent agenda for discussion? Seeing none, can I get a motion?
Mayor, Council, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with the exception of striking items number 8 and 9.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exceptions of items 8 and 9. We have a second. Please vote. Consent agenda passes 8-0. Unfinished business. Receive a presentation from WSB on the final Gore Boulevard Traffic Signal Improvement Report. Provide any recommendations and direct city staff as needed. Michael.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is bringing this item back from last meeting to provide all the details that was requested at the last meeting. We have WSB here to provide that information for you.
Chris.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for having us here tonight. The City of Lawton tasked WSB with performing a corridor study, traffic study, on Gore Boulevard, with the west limits being 67th Street to the east limits of Laurie Tatum, approximately 5.5 miles of City of Lawton's transportation network. Excuse me. So this presentation is essentially going to be two things. One, we're going to provide you with what we discovered, what your existing network is comprised of, and also with what our recommendation is to optimize it in terms of a tiered cost structure, should this city choose to pursue that. So what we've got is the overview of the existing conditions will be discussed. We're also going to provide the proposed signal timing, and that is two portions to that, one being pre-timed and the second one being actuated. Each one will have its own cost. Then it's an evaluation of what sort of level of service improvements you can expect to achieve through each of those options. And finally, it's the scenario-based cost evaluation based on a priority and a cost per intersection. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Ariana Bertoli, our traffic engineer and one of the most critical members of our team.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I apologize in advance for my voice. I don't know what happened to me. So I will can you please go to the next slide? Okay. So then we. Perfect, thank you. So we have evaluated the existing timing issues at the Gore Boulevard. We realized that there are a couple issues, not only in terms of operation, but also in terms of safety. So like the clearance intervals, like the pedestrian crossing time, the minimum red and yellow times are not following the guidelines that we need to follow. So we kind of calculated all of those in our proposed timing. So the pedestrian timing in the existing signal timing is not sufficient and it's not safe to cover pedestrians. That's the other thing that we cover in our proposed improvements. And a big issue was that all of those left turns at Gore Boulevard, right now they are protected only, and most of them, they are not warranted based on FHWA. So, and this caused a lot of unnecessary delay, and it will cause the, the operation of the corridor. So we kind of evaluated all of those, and in our proposed timing, we are kind of proposed to whatever that's not warranted for the protected phases, we are making them permissive or like protected permissive. So it could actually improve the operation a lot. So, so we are proposing two different solutions. One is the pre-timed operation, and the second one is actuated coordinated operation. Right now, the existing signal timing is operating as pre-timed, which means that it's a fixed cycle length, the pre-assigned phases. There is no detection. Just to keep the cost low, we are proposing this pre-timed operation. So with maintaining the existing equipments, with just really minor improvements and changes to the existing equipments, we can improve the corridor, the operation and safety of the corridor. Both of these kind of address the issues that I mentioned, issues of the existing signal timing. The second one is actuated, so with like maybe higher budget, we could keep like, higher operation with adding the detections and communication to the signal timing. I will discuss each of these, in terms of like a percentage improvements in later slides. But so for each of these, we identified the coordination zone. So basically in both of these pre-timed and actuation, we are proposing a coordination zone, and we are coordinating the whole corridor, which is going to have a huge impact on the operation. And we kind of propose an optimized cycle length, optimized phasing for each of these. And as I mentioned, for pre-timed operations, there are going to be limited required equipment, like additional equipment to the existing condition. The second solution is the actuated coordinated, so this is like one step above. If we want to think about adding detectors and like communication, again, this is, this is going to cover the entire corridor, and it's going to improve the corridor even more than the pre-timed operation. But it will also cost more. So we looked at the different attributes like total delay, total number of stops, travel time, and the fuel used for the entire corridor as a whole, and also for each individual intersection. And these are the percentages that with each of those scenarios, proposed timing and actuated, we are going to kind of get. So for example, for total delay in our pre-timed signal timing, like proposed signal timing, would improve the existing corridor by 25% for AM and around 30% in midday and PM peak hours. The proposed actuated, as you see, would improve operation even more, like that 25% in pre-time is now around 40%, 38% for if we go with that actuation and adding the detectors. And as I mentioned, we also looked at each intersection individually and compared it to the existing signal timing. As you can see, basically with these proposed improvements, we are going to improve each individual intersection, and some of them are really noticeable improvements. We also, for each of these scenarios, looked at the cost estimate of how, based on the equipments that the city needs to add to the existing signal timing, what is the approximate cost. And for that pre-timed scenario, which is our scenario 0, is around $50K. That this is the amount that would help implementing that scenario. With scenario 1.1, which is the actuated coordination, we have two different options, two different equipments. Either we go with only video detection or microwave video detection, and there are two different prices with that. As you can see, $1,325,000 for one and $1,400,000 for the second one. They're pretty close, but they're just, in terms of equipment, they're a little bit different. And we also, in terms of implementation priority, we provided a list of the intersections that if we want to start with, we can start with these intersections. These are the critical intersections that they have a major impact on the operation of the entire corridor. So this is the list, and as you can see, so the first priority would be having for the first 4 intersections in one step, and then which is Sheridan 38, 17, 53rd, and 67. And then there are these are the critical intersections that would have a higher impact on operation of the corridor. This is just the planning level cost estimate for your review. And thank you so much. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Thank you.
Of course.
Would you go back 2 slides?
Of course.
Okay, I think this is the key slide. We know from another slide for roughly 50,000, we can improve overall probably 25% based on that first measurement. Do you know what I'm talking about? The one where you had the percent improvements?
Yes, 25% improvement, yes.
Total delay.
Yes.
Right there, and that one is 50,000.
Yes,
roughly,
that's a
right?
pre-time.
We can get a 25% improvement through the corridor.
Correct.
Then, if we add one more slide.
This one?
One more.
Okay.
If we spend 202 to 234, we can probably raise that up. We would have to spend it all to get to 35% improvement, right? But those first 4 that you call priority 1 give us the biggest gain. Is that right?
Okay. let me just explain. So that 50,000 is for the pre-timed operation. That's just one scenario. This other slide is the priority for the second scenario. So if you want to go with actuation, these are the intersections that you can start with implementing, like adding the detectors and everything. But this is just that 50,000 is just for the pre-timed operation with just the existing equipments, just maybe changing some of the signal heads or like adding some pedestrian push buttons here or there. For that 1,325,000, then there's like an implementation priority. So you can go with these intersections first. Sorry, I apologize. So, and then you can go with like the next step to cover that $1,325,000.
Okay, I just need to make sure I understand.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Of course.
But we probably aren't going to have the whole $1 million to do that with.
I understand.
So if we have 234,000, we can make a big impact with those 4 intersections, right? They are the 4 most critical for actuated. Is that correct?
Okay. So the thing is, the big impact would be when you do the whole corridor. This is just the coordination part of it is the major part of it. That priority doesn't tell that if you only spend 234, you're going to gain, this much. It's only going, to give you, just the priority. You can start with this, but ultimately you need to cover the entire corridor to gain that 40% improvement, because the coordination part of it is what makes it, really operationally better and actually safety-wise better. If you just do, invest on 2-3 intersections, not the entire corridor, it's not going to give you that 40% that we had on that table.
Okay.
But that 25% is that with that $50,000, we are going to get that 25%.
Okay, John, do you have $1.4 million to do this whole project this year?
No.
Okay, now we're going to go back, and I'm going to ask my question a different way.
Okay.
Because in the MPO meeting, I believe if it was ODOT engineer said that we needed to know which intersections and the cost would give us the best improvement in case we didn't have the money to do the whole thing. So help me understand that. Now, when I think of priority, that's what I think a priority is.
Okay.
Which intersection's the most important to get improvement? Okay?
Okay, yes. So to answer to your question, this is the table. Yes, exactly. These are the priority. But when you mentioned that 40%, I was just trying to make it clear that that 40% improvement is going to happen when we do the entire corridor, but that is the priority list. So if we go with that 50K and we do the coordination on the entire corridor, we will get that 25%, okay? And if we want to do extra work, this is the priority list. So these are the intersections that would have the major impact on the corridor. So this is like extra to that 50K if you if you don't want to, spend the whole 1,300,000, whatever.
And all this adds up to
This is the priority.
1.4 million.
That's exactly, I guess, what you asked. So you're right, this is the priority list, but I just wanted to make it clear that that 40% that I showed is for when we do the entire corridor.
Yeah, I think we get that. Just clarify, this is the list we spend our money on in this order as we are able to dedicate that money for this program. We would spend it in this order.
After we do that 50K, which is the coordination and the pre-time and everything. Yes,
Got it.
correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
Council, questions, Mr. Epps?
Okay, I'm just trying to follow. I think what we're alluding to is the potential for a mixed option as opposed to one of the three. I want to ask some questions about how the priority is established, because if I understand you correctly, your priority list is optimized based off of the entire corridor, not individual intersections. And so my question is, if that is true, would the list change in terms of priority if we did some sort of mix of a program where we spent the $50K? Then how would we prioritize the intersections? Because then we're not looking at the optimization of the entire corridor. We're looking at individual performance at an intersection.
Still have the incremental improvements.
I understand what you're saying. So our focus was to improve the entire corridor, and actually the signal timing improvement, showed the impact when you do the corridor, right? Because the major part of it is like the coordination and everything. If you really don't do the corridor, don't do it corridor-wise, you can definitely improve one intersection, but then you're going to make the other intersection worse. That's why you need to look at it like the entire corridor. That's why I'm saying that the first step would be do that $50K, which is the entire coordination and everything, and then the list will not change because this list of priorities based on how critical these intersections are in terms of like the number of vehicles entering the intersection, or like the number of the lanes, or like the AADT in general, these kind of things, or the cycle length, like the natural cycle length. This is the list based on the nature of those individual intersections. So no, the list would not change, but just focusing on one intersection would not really benefit the entire corridor.
So
it will definitely, improve that specific intersection.
Yeah, you just can't quantify
Yes.
what the improvement
Yeah.
looks like. And are you saying, I don't want to put words in your mouth, are you saying that if we did a mix, if we spent the $50K across the whole corridor and then picked the priority, a couple of the priority intersections, would that be an adverse effect across the entire corridor if we mixed and match, so to speak?
If we do the $50K, yeah, and then do this priority, then it will have like a better impact on the corridor, yes. Yes.
So it would still have a positive impact on the corridor. So
Exactly,
we could do the $50K.
Correct.
Select a couple of the priorities, and we would still essentially, it would still be an optimization, just not the ideal for the entire corridor.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
Mr. Hooton, did you have a question?
So 50K gets you all the way up from Gore all the way to 67th. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
And then it'll improve 25%.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the next step would the next step be the 202,000 number?
234, yes.
Okay. You said yes.
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause some guys up here said no. All right. So, so what would be the what's the add-on to that as far as efficiency goes, or time saved, or whatever your measurement is?
We don't have that one quantified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Mr. Uyghur.
Thank you, Mayor. I understand if we spend the 50,000 and prove, like Councilman Epps said, do the spot change, are you not going to create a greater we'll just say from this section of town to this section of town, I can get here faster. Now from this section of town to that next section of town, which we didn't make any improvements, you're going to back the traffic up.
No, with just coordinating the whole corridor is going to actually improve the entire thing because
How?
you're-
Because you can't improve the whole thing with 50,000 if you're speeding it up here and then you're going to congest it here because you got more cars and the lights aren't going to change as quickly.
Are we talking about like a different corridor, not this corridor, Gore
This
Boulevard?
corridor only. How is that going to improve it? I don't
The
see it.
entire corridor?
Yeah, because with the 50,000, if you remove and upgrade here in these sections, we'll just say the corridor we're dividing A, B, C, and D.
Okay.
In A and B, or A and C, we're gonna make the changes. C and D, or B and D, we're not.
Okay.
How's that gonna make traffic move faster?
Okay, I understood your question. So that's why I'm saying that we need to first step would be do that 50K, which is the coordination of the entire corridor, and removing those unwarranted left turners, replacing the signal heads. All of those are included in that 50K. So once you do that, you will obtain like that 25%. Okay, and then the next step, you're saying that you are improving this portion of these like 3-4 intersections, and we are going to make the rest of the corridor worse. But the thing is, with these improvements are adding detections, right? So I understand that it will have an impact on the coordinated system, definitely. But because of the nature of these, these intersections, these are the critical intersections. The volumes are very high on the Gore Boulevard and on the crossings. Okay, so you're kind of controlling the green time. Controlling the green time. It is going to. You're absolutely right. It's going to have an impact on the coordination, but like in general, you will save, a lot more at these intersections because these are critical. The delay, by just reducing the delay at these intersections, when you look at the whole picture, even if you increase delay in the other part of it, as you mentioned, like part A, you would still save, time because you are reducing delay at this critical intersection a lot more.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Of course.
Mr. Warren.
I'm still not clear on that because when I'm thinking about it, I understand what you're saying. If you look at the timing across the entire Gore Boulevard, but if you improve A to B, then B to C, if that's your only travel, you're going to be slower because you've just dumped a whole bunch of cars in there.
You are absolutely right. That what I'm trying to explain is that these intersections, the number of the vehicles, that need to wait till they get the green, they're like higher number of vehicles. So if you want to say that delay per vehicle, okay, you're still going to save, even though you are making the other intersection a little bit worse. You're absolutely right, you're making them worse, but because the number of the vehicles at these intersections are higher and the cycle lane at the natural cycle lane at these intersections are higher, you are ultimately going to save time for the entire corridor,
for the entire
even
corridor.
though you are making the other part of it a little bit worse.
So if I'm going from Lori Tatum all the way to 82nd Street, then it improves me. If I'm going on that short distance, I may be out of luck.
But because, like these, let's say if we are saying that the Gore Boulevard is the major street and all of the crossings are minor, like when we are at Sheridan still it's kind of major, right? So we are two major streets. If we can reduce the delay at this intersection, even if we are increasing a little bit delay at the minor crossing at like 2nd Street, 4th Street or any of other these intersections, you're right, we are making that intersection a little bit worse, but the delay at this intersection is going to, like
Make up for it.
if you look at, vehicle per delay. Exactly.
Now, my last question, which doesn't hurt my brain nearly as bad, is do we not have the ability to maybe get some EPA funding? Because we're saving gas, supposedly.
So for this one, this is going to be mostly funded through the LMPO through the CMAQ funds. So that is currently how we are funding this. There was a agenda item in December that transferred roughly $100,000 into for this project. The money was transferred over in January, and we've already started ordering the equipment to get that $50,000, and then additional $50,000 towards that first priority area. So we are using CMAQ funds for it. We are not currently using city funds for this.
Okay. Can you go back a few slides to where it's showing the improvement, please? That one.
Sure.
Okay, just take that total delay, and the 50,000 gets us to basically 25 to 30% through the day improvement, right?
Correct. Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, what kind of improvement are we going to get if we spend 1.4 million?
That's the 38%.
Okay, so we get 13% more improvement. We get 25% improvement for spending 50,000. To get another 13% improvement, we have to spend 1.4 million.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay. And I think I do understand that if we spend money to improve Sheridan, it may affect the next light both directions, but we will still improve some through the whole corridor.
Yes.
Thank you. It's going to be interesting to see where we get the 25% and then when we can afford to do more as cash flow. The money's in the CIP, but obviously we have a lot of great projects we've started, so it's not always available like that. Any further questions?
One little comment, and that may be where part of this is getting confused, is option one really isn't an option because we're already doing that. Correct?
Go ahead.
Correct. We've already ordered the equipment for scenario 0, which was the scenario. And then we had scenario 1.1 and 1.2, but.
Gotcha.
No, thank you.
Okay. Provide any recommendations and direct city staff as needed. I think the city staff's already doing it, and unless somebody has direction, I think they're already doing it. Good? All right. Thank you, guys. Very good. Appreciate that update. This is a matter that's very important to people that travel Gore Boulevard. I happen to be one of those. Now we're going to go to business items, and we're going to do them out of order per direction of the clerk. Item number 24, contingent upon council and the Lawton Youth Sports Trust Authority approving a development agreement and an operations and management agreement, consider approving a construction management at risk agreement with the Bolt Company for the construction management at risk services for the construction of the Lawton Sports Complex. Tim.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. So this item is, as you mentioned, for our Sportsplex that will be having dedication on tomorrow. I think tomorrow. Thursday, okay. Back in July of last year, Lawton Youth Sports Authority went out for requests for qualification for entities to do a construction manager at risk contract with Lisa at the time, the Sports Authority, and Bolt was one of the ones who submitted a proposal. Basically, under this construction management at risk agreement, Bolt's going to provide both pre-construction and construction services. Part of that will help to develop what's called a guaranteed maximum price, a guaranteed cost for the project. That will be worked on in the near future. They will come back to council with that. Council will have to approve it. And then before we go into the construction phase, council will then authorize the commencement of construction with a notice to proceed. This will be, of course, as you're aware, on land that is owned by the City of Lawton. It's also owned by Lawton Public Schools, and it's leased to Lisa for a 55-year term lease that can be renewed. And also, Lisa has some land at the project site. So it's really 3 governmental entities have land that's it's being used for. This will be a 2-phase contract. Again, it's pre-construction, where Bolt will work with the architect to help come up with the guaranteed maximum price that will come back to you. That's very important because that's the price that Bolt is going to guarantee that this project will cost. And so that's very important. That will be coming back soon. But once we get into the construction phase, Bolt will then contract with the subcontractors. They will do the bidding for the city. They will follow Competitive Bidding Act with the subs who will do the work, and they'll do that process for us. And then under this agreement, LISA, the Sports Authority, is designated as the owner's advisor. And basically, they'll oversee, as our owner's advisor, the project, which will have some companion agreements coming up here in a little bit we'll talk about. And we'll take some of the burden off of the council. They will be the ones on overseeing more of the details. And so that's the presentation on the construction manager at risk proposal before you. Brian Henry from the Sports Authority, the chairman, is here, and we have a representative from Bolt here to answer any questions you may have.
Move to approve.
Motion for approval and a second discussion. Please vote. Motion carries 8-0. Next up is 22. Consider ratifying and approving a development agreement with the Lawton Youth Sports Trust Authority that defines each party's duties for delivering the Lawton Youth Sports Facility, including but not limited to design coordination, competitive procurement under the Oklahoma Competitive Bidding Act, construction administration, and funding flow tied to bond proceeds. Tim.
Okay. Again, Mayor, Council, this is a companion item. This is a development agreement, and it basically it ties the project funding from the bond proceeds that we're going to be closing on tomorrow, the $88 million loan. A portion of that is going to be used to construct the sports facility, and this ties those bond proceeds to the project, and it identifies the Sports Authority as the developer. And so it's a companion item. The developer is going to function as the city's agent, working with bid solicitation under the Competitive Bidding Act, and that will be through Bolt, of course, but Lisa's going to kind of be overseeing this. They'll oversee day-to-day design, construction activities, payment review process, permitting, compliance with our codes and such. So again, this is a part of the package. It also, we maintain significant rights under this agreement. The city, and I say we, I mean the city. That right again is to approve the guaranteed maximum price. When that price comes, that's going to be the city that approves that, and then also issuing the notice to proceed. We can also, if things aren't working out, we can cancel this agreement, the development agreement, that is with notice, 30 days notice to the authority. So that protects the city also. Any questions?
Move to approve.
We have a motion for approval. Second. We do have a second discussion. Please vote. Motion carries 8-0. Bringing up item 23. Consider ratifying and approving an operations and management agreement with the Lawton Youth Sports Trust Authority that appoints the authority as the city's exclusive agent to manage, operate, and maintain the Lawton Sports Complex and certain related recreational facilities located in Lawton, Oklahoma, all of which are being financed by a portion of the Lawton Industrial Development Authority Sales Tax Revenue Bond Series 2026A and federally taxable Series 2026B dated March 11, 2026, in the aggregate original principal amount of $88,370,000. Said agreement including, among other things, provisions associated with staffing, budgeting, maintenance, marketing, fiscal controls, insurance, and termination provisions as outlined. Tim?
Okay. Again, Mayor and Council, this is the third item that regarding the Sports Authority. And this is not just for construction phase, what we're bringing to you here. This is the management and operations agreement. This will be an agreement between the city and the Sports Authority. And what we're saying here is it ties to the development agreement. The development agreement controls, but also once we get past the construction and we have a sports facility for our youth to use, this agreement will be a management agreement too, where the Sports Authority will manage the facility. So that will kind of take that burden away from the council. They will manage the agreement, the sports facility. Now this agreement is a yearly agreement. It will renew automatically unless we give the authority, I think it's 30 days notice, or they give us notice, but we can get out of it, or they can also. And basically it has some conditions. I mean, if there's certain situations, if the Sports Authority wants to incur a debt that's not in their annual budget that's been approved by council, then if that's over $5,000, then they need to come to the city and get permission. If they're wanting to do certain types of litigation, they would have to get permission from the city. And so it's, again, it has protection for the city, but it does set parameters that the authority will be overseeing the hiring of the people who run that facility once it's built and operational. And so that's the reason we created the authority, so they can take care of this business. And I'm happy to answer any questions. And if there's not any questions, I have one comment before you vote.
I have a question. May I?
Yes, Mr. Mann.
I think I read in there that this goes through 30 June and then it enters into its annual renewal. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. It aligns with the city's fiscal year, which we, yes, sir.
That answered that question. The second is on the bond, the amount of the bond is not fully targeted for the youth sports activity.
That is correct. The amount of the bond, it's an $88 million bond, but not all of that is going to the
There are other
sports
projects that were targeted
Yes,
against
sir.
that amount. And I think earlier you said loan, meaning bond, or maybe I didn't understand.
I use that interchangeably, but that's the bond, yes, sir.
Okay, it is a bond. Okay, thank you. Those are my questions.
Other questions? Mr. Warren?
I've got a comment.
Okay.
I just wanted to take a minute and, man, this has been it's been a long process. And there's a whole lot of people that need to be thanked. I wish I had a list of all of them because I know I'm going to miss somebody. But the Youth Sports Authority, everybody that sits on that for sure. Tim has worked really hard. Legal has worked really hard to make this happen. But above and beyond everything, Brian Henry and Hossein Moni, 7 years, this is a 7-year process. And Brian has dealt with no less than 4 different property owners, and sometimes for a year at a time until suddenly it's, oh, by the way, it's not going to work. And I cannot thank them enough for their ability to persevere and to stay focused. I would have given up a long time ago, I think, because at times it really did feel like everybody was against them. But I remember them coming to council with the idea, and I thought, man, that's what we need. That's a great idea. And the more I looked into it, I think it's going to end up being one of the greatest things that Lawton has ever done with CIP money. Because it's not just going to fulfill the Kids First initiative, which it does. I mean, first and foremost. That's what this is about the kids. But this is a revenue machine for the Lawton area. This entity, when it is built and when it is finished, it's going to fill hotel rooms to the point that we're probably going to have more built. If what's happened in other communities happens here, and I think it will. It already is happening. And I think if I can get Brian to get up here in a minute, and maybe he can let everybody know what's already happening as far as the increase in tournaments, the increase in participation. This is not if this works. It's going to take a little while for us to do it all, but it's going to work, and this is going to be something that everybody on this council, all the staff that had anything to do with it, and all the citizens of Lawton can be proud of.
It's sounding a whole lot like the premier youth sports program in Oklahoma. Brian, come up and say something. This is your opportunity.
Perseverance or ignorance, I'm not sure which one to classify it as, but we're here. Jerry stopped me earlier and said, "You're at the 1 yard line," and I clutched my book and I said, "I'm not fumbling now." But I want to thank all of you all, right? It took some convincing early on, but we're here, and we wouldn't obviously be here without the council's support. Tim and I have a love-hate relationship. When we're done, we love each other. When we're in the middle of it, we're just looking out for each other's interest. And I really do appreciate everything you've done, Tim. This is for the city. Early on, somebody said, "What do you think, you're going to build this and people are going to come?" And my response back then was, "No, we need to build it because they're already here." And Councilman Warren mentioned that. We have grown participation 80% since we took over. We have nowhere else to play our winter leagues. We are at the max. We got one more year we got to get through. Lawton Public Schools, great partnership that we use their facilities, but they got events going on. So we have nowhere else to play indoor sports. So we're stacking each other on top, and then we get a week of snow and ice, and what breaks loose with scheduling. But we're here. Great event tomorrow with the closing. Then we have our event at 4 o'clock, and you'll see a high significance of the Kid First idea there. And we actually are going to be able to release the bid documents on Thursday. So we're not wasting any time. I got to thank Tony and his team with Bolt. They've been fantastic to work with, getting all of this to the start line. It's kind of a finish line for part of this, but we're just really getting started. So I do appreciate all of your guidance and your support.
So the chairman always typically does the most work, and so I want to appreciate you, because I know you're not doing it for the paycheck.
If you doubled it, it would still be zero.
I'm amazed in this community, the things that people volunteer to do and lead. And none of these committee members or authority members get paid. Now, I also want to point out that the citizens voted overwhelmingly for this in 2019 and voted overwhelmingly for this again in 2024. I think it was 24, wasn't it? So the citizens have voted on this twice overwhelmingly, and they are the reasons that we're able to do all this, on top of a lot of good people that donate their time to make it all work. So let's vote on this, and then I think we ought to give all the people involved a big round of applause. Randy, you want to make the motion?
I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. You okay? Okay. Oh, you wanted to say something before we vote?
Just briefly, and I wanted to, we were thanking people. I wanted to take a moment to thank Rusty too, and not his area in public utilities, but construction management is something that his degree was in, and there were times reviewing the contract, I would call him. He took time away from his schedule to meet with me and answer some questions I had several times, and so I really appreciate that, and that's just kind of the team we have here at the City of Lawton.
Right, I love it.
So-
Everybody rowing in the same direction. That's the only way we get
So-
here. Rusty's name's on about everything.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
One
Let's vote.
other thing I want to say too, it just not necessarily has to be decided today, but I think in my due diligence, I need to mention this. We're going to have a great group of people looking over this agreement, this project, managing it as it's going forward. But council, either council or the Sports Authority may, as this develops, want to look at actually doing a project manager, bringing someone on board to help with that too, and the nuts and bolts on the ground. That will be for a future discussion if you want to do that. I know we have a CMAR with the Auditorium Authority, and we have a construction manager helping review that. So that's just food for thought.
Okay, well, that doesn't originate with the council.
Nope.
And so if somebody brings a recommendation, we'll take a look at it. And I'm not sure if that's the authority or the city manager. But if we get a recommendation, we'll take a look at it. Let's vote. Motion carries 8-0. Thank everybody for all their hard work. And I hope everybody can be at the groundbreaking on Thursday, because we've got some surprises for you there. And I can't wait to get there. Okay, that finishes the business items and moves us to staff reports. Receive a report from public utility staff regarding current lake levels and projections for the next 12 months, and take action as deemed appropriate. Rusty?
Yes. Hopefully, part of the concern, we maybe go away here shortly with a little bit of rain, so
Yeah.
that is moving this way. Let's see. Okay, the city currently has 3 lakes that they use, and the combined volume of the 3 lakes is 100 billion gallons of water. Due to evaporation each year, we lose 41 billion gallons of water annually through evaporation. Only 12% of the water stored in our treatment in the lakes are used for water treatment and downstream water rights. Of course, Lake Ellsworth, we've got a major project going on at Lake Ellsworth. We lowered the lake level 3.5 foot below the normal pool elevation to accommodate that project. So that's one of the reasons that most people see Lake Ellsworth down like it is. We had to lower it because of the spillway rehabilitation project. Here is projections of the lake levels, current lake levels. Of course, as you see, Waurika's is full. Of course, Ellsworth is at 45%, but you look at the combined total there, which is the blue line, we're still in very good condition overall with our 3 lakes. And this is the projection with normal rainfall. And this National Weather Service is projecting this year just a normal rainfall events. If you remember back in the drought periods of 2010 to 2015, early 2015, even during those drought periods, we had 15 to 20 inches of rain during those drought years. So we did have rain. This is on this next slide. This is what the lakes would look like with absolutely 0 rain occurring. We would still, through combined total, we would still be this time next year with absolutely 0 rain, and that did not even occur during the drought periods that we had in 2010, 2011. We would still have a combined total of approximately 30% storage in our lakes if we had absolutely no rain from where we're at right now. But the National Weather Service is projecting this to be what we're going to be seeing this next year. And but as for right now, without absolutely zero rain in the next 12 months, we will be in very good conditions to carry through the next 12 months. That's it.
Okay, so I would like for you to go back to that very first slide. I think it was the first one. That one.
Yes.
We only use 12% of the water that we have stored in our lakes.
Yes, on what actually comes out of the lakes each year. We lose most of our water from our lakes through evaporation. Pan evaporation varies during the year, but the average in this region right here is about 7/10 of an inch per day year-round is what we lose through evaporation.
So we have 100 billion and 41 billion is lost annually to evaporation. So 41% of our lake water is evaporated and we only use 12%.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting information.
Yeah, that's the thing. The biggest problem with our lakes is hot sun and wind, and we have both here. And we have the wind all the time, and the hot sun a good part of the time.
Mr. Warren.
One question. I don't think we've ever talked about this. Have we ever thought about putting the white balls? There's a product that they use
Yes,
in.
yeah.
Where are they using that now?
In California, there's some areas that are using the balls to reflect and to reduce the pan evaporation, but it's a major expense.
And you can't ski on it.
You can't ski on it. You can't hardly fish through it. The fish don't do well with it. So it really takes out the recreational concept of the lakes.
One other question was, they still won't let us, if we piped it, they still won't let us pipe well water to Ellsworth, right? We have to treat it before we can pipe it.
Yes.
Which makes no sense at all.
Yeah, same thing with
effluent.
wastewater. But both we have to treat.
It's okay for us to put it in the creek, but it's not okay for us to put it in the lake.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure nothing changed.
No, nothing's changed.
Somebody did ask me if we were pumping from Waurika, and I told them I thought we were pumping to the Southeast Water Treatment Plant, but not to Waurika right now.
We're in a 30-day period. Waurika is undergoing some, they've received $18 million worth of ARPA funds, and they're doing some upgrading of the pump stations at Waurika. We're not pumping, started around the first week of February to about the end of this month. We have not been pumping. We would have been pumping if the pump stations were operational, but it's that upgrade that they're doing at Waurika and at the relift station is replacing pumps, new switchgear, new equipment through that ARPA funding that went to the Water Conservancy District.
Okay, what is the time frame to be done with your dam repairs at Ellsworth and allow water to collect again?
Ellsworth, the project is moving along. We're pouring the overlay now on the phase 1 of the project. Project would not be finished until approximately this time in 2028.
2028?
Yes, it's a long project. It's a 2.5-year project.
Okay, and so that will be at some 50% level or something maximum?
Yes.
Okay. All right, any further questions? Yes, Mr. Uyghur.
Thank you, Mayor. Rusty, how many days of supply of water do we use on a daily basis as a community?
How much water do we?
How much, yes.
On an average day, the average day year-round, it's higher in the summer, less in the winter, but the average day is right at 18.5 million gallon a day.
And at what point would council have to consider putting in restrictions on water, even if you had the water drop as low as you said it would if we have zero rain?
Okay, there is a policy in place, a council policy in place that actually addresses that in code.
Okay.
And it addresses at 75% combined total, that is a volunteer restrictions at 75%, and as it steps down, it goes to stronger restrictions as it steps down.
As it drops below 75?
Yes, and about every 10%, it drops more restrictive.
Okay.
Mr. Warren, did you have another question? Anybody else? We're good? Thank you, Rusty, and thank you for being involved in the sports complex. Now, can I get a motion for executive session? A motion and a second, please call the roll.
Hooton. Epps. Brown. Demery. Hampton. Uyghur. Williams.
Yes.
Warren.
Can I have a motion to return? Motion and a second to return from executive session. Please call the roll.
Hooton. Epps. Brown. Demery. Hampton. Uyghur. Williams.
Yes.
Warren.
Item 26, Jerry.
Pursuant to Section 307B.4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, the council convened an executive session to discuss the pending action in the United States District Court for the Western District of Oklahoma titled Joseph Gonzalez as the personal representative of the state of Tashante Gonzalez, deceased, versus the City of Lawton et al., case number CIV-24-1022D. Mr. Mayor, I believe there is a motion.
Yes, Mayor, I move to approve a resolution authorizing a settlement agreement in the amount of $60,000 pursuant to the terms set forth in the resolution and settlement agreement, including the placement of the judgment on the sinking fund.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries 8-0, bringing up item number 27. Jerry?
Pursuant to Section 307B.4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, the council convened an executive session to discuss the status of an ongoing investigation concerning LAT's record keeping and other related matters. Mr. Mayor, there is no action to be taken on this item.
Okay, and that brings up audience participation, and we have Bettina Davis.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm standing here today to address a breakdown in our democratic process, specifically regarding how citizens are appointed to boards and committees. These boards hold power over our daily lives. Yet the current appointment process is failing the very people it is meant to serve. Currently, we see appointments that feel more like political favors than public service. When council members appoint personal friends from outside of Pacific Ward to represent the ward's interests, it doesn't just create a disconnect, it creates a hostile environment. Residents of Ward 4 deserve a voice that actually lives their reality, not a placeholder chosen behind closed doors. The integrity of our application process is in question. We have seen the instances where appointees have rushed to change their voter registration address after the fact to justify their positions. This isn't just a technicality, it is deceit. If an individual enters into public office through a loophole or a misrepresentation, it is a red flag for the future disaster. We must reopen the application process to qualify the citizens who are ready to serve with transparency from day one. Furthermore, ethical standards must apply to city staff. We cannot have a system where the city attorney ignores citizens' outreach until directed by the mayor, especially when the mayor role is not meant to include those specific administrative duties. This lack of responsiveness is an unethical breach that silenced the public. I'm putting this on record today for my own safety and for the sake of Ward 7 and Ward 4. When legal tools are used to infringe upon citizens' liberties and those same individuals continue to hold power, the safety of our community becomes an illusion. I'm calling for a full audit of our current appointment process and a return to transparency. Thank you.
All right, thank you for coming. Can I have a motion for adjournment? Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Hooton. Yes. Epps. Yes. Brown. Yes. Demery. Yes. Hampton. Uyghur. Yes. Williams.
Yes.
Warren.
We stand adjourned.